Morning, all. All right, so we are going to start today with another chapter in the Jersey Countdown series. And today we're going from number 410 to number 401, which means there's only 400 left after today. We're practically done, right? If you were betting on seeing a stadium jersey to start off this chapter of the countdown, well, there you go. And again, it's the same smooth fabric for the logo. I don't mind the design though. I always thought the design was kind of nice. I always thought, well, if they did their regular logo and if they did something interesting with this, but it's at 410, and along with a lot of the other stadium jerseys, it's pretty low down, and it's kind of too bad. But I remember I think this was my only Pittsburgh jersey for a while in the in my collection. This was the only one. I was like, all right, I have a Penguins jersey. I'm done. That was how I felt at the time. Number 409, your Toronto St. Pat's. This is the green one. It's a Matt Sundin jersey, and I didn't wear it when I did the Matt Sundin career video a couple weeks ago because I thought, well, that's St. Pat's though, which, anyways, I got this one through Sports K Jerseys. And it again falls into the category of jerseys that I like. Just there's other jerseys that end up ahead of it. I do like when Toronto does throwbacks to something fun like this. And I was kind of surprised when they did their reverse retro that they didn't do a Maple Leafs jersey. They could do their 60s design, but in green as like a throwback to the St. Pat's. But, you know, here's your St. Pat's jersey in number 409 before I go off on a tangent. Number 408, and this is the original Ottawa Senators jersey in white. So white with red and black, which is part of the reason why when they added the white stripe to the original one, it made more sense because there was no white in the other jersey. But of course, it's a blank. This one I got through eBay. And this is, of course, with the Ottawa Senators in there and all that, rather than the Leaf design that they have now. And I like it. But you'll notice the 3D logo for the Sens hasn't shown up yet in the countdown, and there's a reason. I do still prefer the 3D logo that they had before they went back to this one, and we'll get into that in that part of the countdown. But this one is at 408. So this is also 408. This isn't a separate spot on the countdown, but you can see how they did change it to this design here rather than the Ottawa Senators word mark on the inside, and it does look better. So this is the jersey they were wearing, and then they changed to the 3D logo shortly after that. But this is still number 408. Number 407 is this beauty from the Islanders. This is the 80s, as I've labeled it, the 80s style Islanders jersey, which of course they went way far away from, and then eventually they go back to it. They're like, yeah, no, that's fine. So yeah, 80s style Islanders. Not a whole lot to add to this. I know when I was a kid and came in that I was kind of tired of seeing these guys win the Stanley Cup at some point, so I wasn't a big fan of the jerseys and all that, or necessarily the players wearing them. But yeah, it is a nice jersey. It's a decent design, and as I said, number 407. Number 406, this is the original design for the Nashville Predators. The logo is huge. I don't think there's enough words to describe just how big Nashville's logo has been over the years. It was kind of ridiculous. The interesting story, of course, and I've told this story before in jersey videos, is that on the day that I bought this, I had a choice between this one or the I believe it was the Vancouver Canucks Gradient jersey, and I thought, now I'll buy this because this is going to sell out faster. Nope. I was a long time before I got the Gradient jersey. So, yeah, this one's at 406. This is a jersey that has been sort of reclaimed by Yvonne, where it had a lot of problems. And she has fixed a lot of the problems this jersey had from many years of me having it in the collection. Like I said, I got this there the expansion year that Nashville came in. So, considering how long I've had the jersey, it's in pretty good shape. So, because that's over 20 years. There's your CCM tag down here and all that. So yeah, it was a design that would lead to better designs. We'll put it that way. It's a design Nashville had that led to some better designs. Number 405, and as I've stated previously, there's some AHL jerseys that are very, very similar to the parent team's jersey, which Utica has been. I really want the new Utica jersey, which has not been released yet, but it's going to be this design in red and black, and I think it's going to look absolutely fantastic because the logo looks great, so I think the jerseys are going to look awesome as well. But what I always liked about these jerseys is I love the Utica Comets logo, and I love that they brought that name back, and it is, yeah, it's fantastic. I think it's very, very nice. I was actually kind of surprised they didn't just, change it back to the Utica Devils when the Devils took the team back. But yeah, it's a very nice overall design here. It just ends up suffering because it's almost identical to a Canucks jersey outside of that. Number 404, staying in the AHL vein, is the Laval Rocket. And this, of course, being the AHL team for the Montreal Canadiens, which doesn't actually have the Montreal Canadiens logo on it, but it's in Montreal Canadiens colors, right? So it's a different jersey, and yet it is definitely one that borrows somewhat from the Montreal Canadiens. You can see there's kind of some fun little details in here too. So yeah, I like this one a lot. I got this one from the AHL store, same as the Utica one. I got that one from the AHL store. Those Utica jerseys are still cheap on the AHL store, relatively speaking to other jerseys on that store. But yeah, so what ended up happening was that they changed the neckline on the CCMs, and they blew out the stock on the old necklines. They still have some of those. But yeah, so the only real difference is, and I can show you guys in other AHL jerseys, the necklines are different. Other than that, I haven't been able to find any difference between the CCMs they had and the CCMs that replaced them. So yeah, Laval Rocket, number 404. Number 403, Kalamazoo K-Wings. This is an ECHL jersey that was sent to me by a subscriber. And you know what? Not too bad. Not too bad at all. And again, it just you look and you go, okay, so it's basically the Canucks style jersey. The logo is kind of fun. The word marks also a fun addition. I don't mind word marks if they're, I don't know. There are some that detract from the jerseys and some that don't. I don't think this one necessarily does, and it's Kalamazoo. So I'm kind of thinking this would be a fun one to wear for meetups, that kind of thing. But yeah, it's a good jersey, and you see AK. It is interesting too to see the small differences between how the jerseys are made across different manufacturers. The shoulder patches on this one are actually really, really nice. They're actually nicer than the CCM ones from the AHL. So that's an interesting aspect where the shoulder patches are nicer, and it's a pretty well put together jersey overall. Number 402 is the gear jersey from the Oilers, and of course, there's no Oilers regular logo on this. I have a magnet that I've used for this though, with this logo, and I've had people ask, "Where's that from?" It's from here. And this is an interesting design overall. It was discussed at the time about how it looked very similar to the Kings late 80s, early 90s jerseys. But I always like this logo. It's something different. You've got the five here denoting 5 Stanley Cups. So that's kind of nice. And overall, I think the logo's really sharp. Kind of surprised they've never found a way, even if you have to pay some money so you can use it again. Kind of surprised they've never found a way to get this onto a third jersey. And it's a jersey that, I kind of waver back and forth on how much I may or may not like it. But in this case, for the countdown, it does end up at 402nd. There will be some who love this jersey and say that's far too low, and there will be those who can't stand this jersey and say it's too high. It does cause that kind of division on where it rates. But I think just for being unique, I'm surprised the Oilers haven't used this logo again. A rare appearance by the LA Kings, and it won't be rare as we get higher up in the countdown. Kings jerseys in general, absolutely love them. This one just gets less love than others. It's a Rogie Vachon. I got this from Ben H Sports, and I do like it much better with the name and number on it than I did when I had the blank. And again, there are a lot of things about this jersey to like. But the yellow colored jerseys sometimes suffer in comparison. I do wonder how this would have looked if it was a white jersey and you had purple and yellow accents on it. But at any rate, that's the yellow jersey that the purple one is much higher on the countdown. I think it's much sharper. But there you go. There's number 401. We're done another 10 jerseys for today. So hopefully this is a start to the day that you enjoyed. If you did, let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I will talk to you again soon enough.